My girlfriend texted from her luxury girls trip. We extending the vacation. Send more money. I did not reply. Then I packed her bags, left them with her mother. A week later, the girls trip was over. I am 29 married. As a structural engineer, I live by a simple code. Foundations are everything. You calculate every stress, account for every variable, and ensuring stability before you can even think about building up. For 3 years, I thought the foundation of my relationship with my girlfriend Poppy, 27, was solid rock. I see now it was just well compacted sand waiting for a storm. I have a good career. I'm not rich, but I'm financially secure. Poppy is a stylish assistant working hard to build an online brand as an influencer. I would always been proud to support her dream. I would been bought camera getting gear, building software, and helped fund the designer pieces she used to build her portfolio. I considered it an investment in her happiness, which I thought was an investment in ours. For her 27th birthday, she wanted the ultimate dream girls trip with her friends Pippa and Imogen. The resort she picked was a high-end, all-inclusive paradise. The cost for the three or them or 5 nights was over $4,000. It was a significant amount, but I paid it without hesitation. I transferred the money directly to her account to book the trip. Seeing her ecstatic face as I dropped them at the airport, that feeling of parading joy was worth even penny. The first few days were a highlight reel on my phone. Photos of Poppy, Pippa and Imogen, cocktails in hand, living their best life. The captions were full of dream come true and best boyfriend. I would send back a heart emoji playing my role as the supportive off-screen benefactor. On the fifth day, the morning they were scheduled to fly home. A text landed that said everything. Poppy, hey darling, having the most amazing time. We were not ready for it to end. People found a deal to upgrade our room and extend for another week. It's perfect. We are going to do it. Can you send over another $1,500? It still cover everything. Love you. I read and profound icy stillness spread through my chest. It wasn't about the 105,000 LB. It was the complete and total absence of reactions. It was a demand. Take it as a cheerful update. The sheer unblinking entertainment of it all. I did not reply. My finger hovered over the keyboard, but a cold logical part of my brain took over. Instead of texting, I opened my laptop. I had a nagging feeling. In losses period I needed to pull. A few weeks ago, Poppy mentioned a mutual acquaintance. A girl named Gemma was also going to be at the same resort complex with her family. I found Gemma's public Instagram profile. I scrolled through her stories and there it was. A video posted 10 hours earlier, a wide shot of a crowded resort beach club. In the middle of the dancing crowd was Poppy. Her arms were wrapped around the neck of a guy named Neil. A friend she told me was Guy and just part of the professional circle. His hands were low on her waist and they were moving together in a way that left zero room for interpretation in the background. Imagine was making out with some other guy. This was not a girl's trip. It was a couple's retreat I had unknowingly founded. There was no explanation, no rage, just a quiet, clean snap. The foundation had failed. My job now was to manage the demolition. The first thing I did was not pack her bags. It was to open a new browser tab and type tenant rights without lease UK. Only after 3 years of her living with me, receiving mail here, and for the intents and purpose calling it her home, I could not just throw her out. That would be an illegal eviction, and it would give her power. My mind went into engineering mode. I need a process, I need documentation. I found a template for a formal notice to quiet. I filled it out carefully, sitting the end of our personal relationship as the cause. I printed 3 copies, then I walked into our bedroom. For a moment, the sheer normality of it all hit me. Her perfume in the air, her half-read book on the nightstand, a web of something hot and painful, grief maybe or fury washed over me. I wanted to sweep everything onto the floor. Instead, I took a deep, shuddering breath and walked to the spare room. I pulled out her 3 large suitcases. I began to pack, not with anger, but with a chilling, robotic focus. It was a task to be completed. I folded her clothes, wrapped her shoes, and systematically cleared the bathroom of her endless collection of bottles and jars. I felt like an archaeologist cataloging the remains of a lost civilization. I paused at the herbicide table. The velvet box was there inside the custom silver rocket designed for our 2nd anniversary. An engraving of the stars on the night we met. A one-of-a-kind symbol of what I thought I was a one-of-a-kind love. It felt like a priority now. I picked it up, its weird feeling of sense in my hand. I took out my phone, placed the locket on the dark wood of my desk, and took several high-resolution photos and a short video of it from every angle. Then I closed the box and placed it carefully inside one of the suitcases. It was her properly, but the story of its creation, that was a mine. I packed everything she owned into those bags and boxes and stacked them neatly in the spare room. Closing the door, the apartment was still full of her decorative touches, the throw pillows, the art pins she'd chosen. It felt like a ghost of our life together. I sat on the couch, the printed notice to quiet on the coffee table beside me, and I waited. A storm was coming, and I was going to greet it with a legal document and a dead heart. Update 1. The silence was deafening for 2 days. Then the inevitable call from the airport. Hey, we just landed, she said. Her voice bright and full of vacation bliss. So exhausted, can't wait to see you. I will grab a taxi. Your tea works, puppy, I said. My voice flat, divorced debate of anyone, but when you get here, we need to talk. The slight pause on her and told me she caught the tone. Okay, is everything alright? You would be quiet. We'll talk when you get here. I repeated and hung up. An hour later, her key turned in the lock. She walked in, dropping her carry-on with a sigh of relief that died in her throat when she saw my face. Here, sitting on the couch, the living room dimly lit. The apartment was eerily lit. Arthur, what's going on? You are scaring me. I did not say a word. I just picked up my phone, opened the screenshot Gemma had sent me, and placed it on the coffee table in front of her. Her face went through a rapid fire series of emotions, confusion, doing recognition, and then a flash of fear. Unadulterated panic. It was there of only a second before the walls went up. The classic Wester's defense. Oh my god, that's she scoffed, trying to for a laugh. That's Niall. I told you about him. We were all just dancing and having fun. You were seriously bent out of shape over a stupid picture. It stopped being a gasp the moment his hands were on your waist, puppy. You are being insecure. You are letting your jealousy ruin my welcome home because I dared to have a good time on the trip you sent me on. I tell her, I let her tide wash over me. I did not raise my voice. When she was done, I pushed the printed document across the table toward her. What's this? She asked, her voice dripping with suspicion. It's a 30 days notice to quiet. I said calmly, our relationship is over. We packed our belongings. They are in the spare room. You have 30 days. It is required by law to find a new place to live and remove all of your property. The sight of the formal documents, the cold legal language, hit her in a way my anger never could have. This wasn't fight she could win with tears of accusation. This was a process. You are evicting me. She whispered the word, sounding absurd to her. I am terminating your descendancy. I corrected her. You have 30 days. Her face hardened. The victim narrative dissolved, replaced by cold fury. Fine, I will get my things now. She stood up, heading for the spare room. Number none, I said, standing up to block her way. You can take what you need for the next few days. The rest of your property, including the more valuable items, your laptop, your designer bags, the locket, will be available to you on the day you move out and return your key. Consider insurance that you will vacate peacefully and on time. This was the move. I was not illegally withholding her property. I was securing it pending the termination of her residency. It was illegally grey but defensible strategy. It was leverage. You can't do that. She shrieked. That's my stuff. My whole career is on that laptop. You are a thief. I'm a man who wants this. He's flat back without any drama. I said, my voice is still level, though it cost me everything. Instead, it was a wreck. My hands are shaking slightly. A dull arch head settled behind my ribs. You have 30 days. Puppy, I suggest you start looking for a flat. She stared at me, her eyes full of a heart rate so pure it was stunning. Then she turned, grabbing her carry-on and stormed out, slamming the door behind her. I stood there in the vibrating silence of the flat, the mask of calm finally cracking. I leaned against the wall and soiled into the floor. The sheer crushing weight of the last 3 years finally hitting me. This was going to be the longest month of my life. Update 2. Update: the past 2 weeks have been a masterclass in psychological warfare. Puppies cycling through every tactic in the manipulator's handbook, and I am documenting everything like it's a project report. Phase 1, the sympathy play. For the first few days, I got a series of heartfelt, tearful texts and voicemails. How could I do this to her? She made a silly mistake. She was drunk. She loved me. She was sorry. She begged me to just talk about this like adults. I never replied. Please do. The legal tests when chats didn't work. The tone shifted. She texted that she would spoken to solicitor. I doubt it, and that I was illegally holding her properly hostage. She demanded she demanded immediate access to all her things. I replied with a single formal email starting with the terms. All property would be released upon her vacating and the premises on her before the date specified in the notice. I attached a photo of the notice she had left on the table. Page 3. Harassment via proxy. Her friends Pippa and Imagine started in text calling me controlling abusive monster. Beck posted on their Instagram stories about toxic men who punish strong women. Poppy posted a thread selfie with a caption about surviving betrayal and learned to stand on my own 2 feet. It was all a performance for an audience I don't care about. The real exclamation happened last Tuesday. I got a call from my mom. Her voice was tight with a confused worry that immediately set my teeth on edge. Arthur, darling, I just heard the most disturbing call from Poppy's mother. Fiona, my blood went cold. What did she say? Mom, what it was whole performance. My mom said her voice laced and skepticism. Thank God for her good sense. She said me you had some for breakdown that you threw Poppy out with nothing but the clothes on her back. She claimed Poppy and loaned you a significant amount. I detailed the design process and the choice of materials, the collaboration with the artisan. I posted my original sketches and 3D renderings. It was a beautiful, compelling story about creating a symbol of unwavering loyalty. Then the conclusion, an object like this is imbued with the story it's meant to tell. This locket was designed to be a North Star, Polaris, a fixed point of truth. It was a tangible promise of a shared, honest future. It has since come to my attention that the narrative it was intended to present was a work of fiction. The trashy symbol was liberalized to founded its deception. Therefore, the piece of its original context is meaningless. Art, however, can be reclaimed. Its story can be rewritten. I am happy to confirm that the Polaris locket was safely returned to its recipient as part of a formal separation of property. Its story is now here to tell. Nice Miller, as the designer, is one of the moving on and a reminder that the most beautiful designers are meaningless without a foundation of integrity. My next project will be a study in resilience. I share the link on my LinkedIn and my professional Instagram. I take the artisan who, having heard a synthesized version of the breakup from Poppy, was fascinated by my side on the story and shared it, commenting. An artist's work always has a story. This one is powerful. The fallout was a quiet but absolute. I did not have to call Poppy a liar or cheater. The post was calm, professional, and classy, but also unreadable and this was really specific. My conferring had returned the locket. I matured any client that I was a thief. I simply told the truth about my art. Poppy's social media world, which is smaller than she pretends, saw it. Her bag posted about it told this ex, now locked, foolish, and dishonest. The story I heard from Garan. She has friends in that circle is that the guy Neil wanted nothing to do with her drama, especially when he realized she had no money of her own. Her friendship with Pippa and Imagine fractured completely under the weight of the credit and debt they had racked up for extended trip. A bill they had all expected me to pay. I did get a few comments calling my post passive aggressive. I did not care. They were drowned out by message of support. It was not a perfect clean victory. A public move like that never is. It left me feeling exposed there, but it was necessary. Life is quiet now. It's not happy even after. There's a scare, a new layer of cynicism I carry with me. The knowledge that I was seen as a walking wallet is a bitter pill. But the flat is finally mine again. The other night, I found myself sketching at the kitchen table, designing something new, not a locket, a bead. Something built to withstand unexpected stress with deep foundation and an honest design. It's a start. More great content is coming. Subscribe and turn off the notification bell so you don't miss.